What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And we're going to crack, today, I'm live on stream, and we're cracking some War of the Spark. Now, as of today, as of the filming of this, War of the Spark, it is possible to get $25 cards out of the set. It's possible to get foils worth $50, $75. I mean, one card can pay for the box. So I'm hoping we're going to get some big hits tonight. We're going to go very quick. Try to make it a nice and fast unboxing. There is our... Starting off with our first rare, Mizium Tank, dollar rare. Bulk rare, probably worth a few pennies. Probably not worth really diving into. There are some uncommons in this set that are worth looking through, but we'll try them later. We'll sort through the uncommons later. Right now I'm mostly focusing on the rares and the foils. Been playing this set a lot on Magic the Gathering Arena. And been doing a lot of seals, and I almost break even a lot of seals. But not when I open cards like Ignite the Beacon. Not a card I'm particularly excited for. If I'm being particularly honest with you, Ignite the Beacon is not my kind of card. Now, I will say, if they do, someone comes up with a pretty decent Super Friends, I think that's going to be playable, but not particularly playable. Here's our very first foil. Mayhem Devil. I'm playing a lot of Rakdos, and to be entirely honest with you, I don't really get into that card. Here's the Elder Spell. Limited to sideboards right now in Standard. Not really seeing it anywhere else, but $3 rare. That's one of the best parts about this set, is there's so many packs that are going to get you a $3 or $4 rare. So you're going to get a good amount of your money back. Here's a card I'm definitely running in Rakdos. Dreadboard Butcher. I thought this guy's going to be a lot more than he is, because he's capable of some really stupid kills.
It's been a long time, still going strong. Hashtag never forget Boogie Call.
Microbinder, thank you, man. Thanks for 41 months of support. Like I said, we are live on twitch.tv/boogie298. If you ever want to check out the channel, I do unboxings like this all the time. Here's Oath of Kaya. This card is cheap. I mean, I think it's one of the better cards out of the set. 3 mana to drain anything for 3. I don't know. I feel like the Oath part of that card is just bonus. But I've been using it as removal. And I gotta be honest with you, I like it as removal. Alright, here's one of the most expensive cards in the set. I think this is around $15 at the time of recording. Ilharg, the Raised Boar, 5 mana, 6/6 legendary board card. I think this is seeing more play in Commander. I've really seen it in Standard, and I've not tried to play with it in Standard. But this is one of the better mythics. So... very decent mythic. I'll keep all the mythics together so we can see how good the box was. Well, I'll keep our full rare out as well. So that's a decent hit. I mean, it's no Nicol Bolas. Here's a card that I think is definitely... Here's a card that I definitely think is underutilized right now. I feel like a lot of monocolored decks, and there are not a lot of monocolored decks in the format, but if you're playing mono red, if you're playing mono green, you're playing mono white, I don't know why that card is not seeing more play. Here's the thing. The activation is very expensive. But I'm playing it in mono red, and I'll be honest with you, even though it does keep me from playing some spells every once in a while. Alright, well, never mind. God Eternal Ronus. This card blew me out on Arena today. I cannot believe how powerful this card is. Again, there's plenty of board wipes in Standard, so it's a bit of an issue, but I love this guy. He's a bit of a win more situation. But when you're playing a 5-cast against 5/5 Death Touch that goes back into your library, I honest to God, I don't know how the card is not more valuable. That's one of the craziest things about this set. All of these creatures are absurdly pushed. Almost every card in the set is absurdly pushed. We haven't seen stuff like this in Standard for a while. Here's a card that's not that pushed. Spark Double. If Spark Double could copy your opponent's stuff, I would love this card. But it's stuff you control only. I feel like it really doesn't do enough work. It's really not do enough. But we will see. We will see. Massacre Girl. This is my favorite piece of art from this set. And that's really saying something, because Deliver Onto Evil is a really great piece of art too. But if you can really focus on this card, she's throwing confetti on corpses. Massacre Girl is such a weird name for a character, but apparently that was referenced in I don't know, some point of Ravnica boosters, Ravnica flavor text, the Ravnica novels, I'm not sure. Solar Blaze, 5-cent rare. But Massacre Girl. Hi, I'm Massacre Girl. And clearly it's the female...
Welcome to the sub club.
Freddy Krueger is the female monster, the female serial killer. I wonder if she made it through War of the Spark. Benny's GB, welcome to the sub club. Glad to have you. Top of the statue, there's a bulk foil. And, oh, another mythic. 3 mythics. Now, this is something a lot of people said when it comes to War of the Spark. You will see a lot of difficulty when it comes to dispersing your mythics. You'll either get the finale box or the God box. It looks like we're getting the God box. Wow. This card, again, really seems like it's a decent EDH card. Decent Commander card. Haven't seen it do much in Standard yet. I've tried it in Standard. It's just so slow for the current Standard. But somebody in chat made a reference. Notre Dame to top of the statue. Yeah. Casualties of War. So many cards in this set dedicated to multiplayer. So many cards in this set. I'm actually in the middle of working with a multiplayer cube because there are just so many good cards that work well in Two-Headed Giant. So many cards that work well in team play. Nisa, who shakes the world. This card I have experimented with. I've opened it in several seals. It's amazing in seals. I've got it in a blue-green Simic deck just to make giant Hydras. And again, it's a bit of a sleeper. It is really weird. I've watched a lot of unboxings, and I've done a lot of unboxings now at this point, and I will tell you, it's really weird getting rare Planeswalkers, because we haven't seen that since the lore one. So I always get excited when I see a Planeswalker. Oh, right there, Raoul Storm Conduit. I naturally get excited when I see a Planeswalker thinking it's a valuable card. And it's not always the case, because a lot of these Planeswalkers are $2, $3 Planeswalkers, and they are going to be printed. I mean, obviously, this set is printed to demand. Everybody loves this set. The current EV of the set, at one point is 150. There's Ugin, the Ineffable. I don't know where this is going to see play, if it's going to see play. I don't know that this is seeing in standard play. But -3, destroy target permanent that's one or more colors is very powerful. And +1, draw a card and also get a 2/2. I don't know how that card. I don't know how this card is not seeing play somewhere, but I'm sure that it will. But because this set is so good and the expected EV is like 110, 120, then you can expect this set to absolutely get printed to ad nauseum. So it's a bit of a balance. Sell now, buy later. There's our foil rare. Generally one foil rare per box. Single combat. This really isn't doing anything right now, and I don't know that it will until rotation, and even if it does anything then. But it's a decent card. I mean, if you're playing with a control deck and you only have one finisher in it, one creature, I don't see why you wouldn't play with that. We also get a regular rare. Domri, F's in chat, boys. F's in comment section for Domri. Who else died in the War of the Spark? Several characters died, right? Gideon. Though, I guess it doesn't really count with Gideon, because Gideon just got to go be with his family with a heartwarming redemption. Krinko, Chinstring Kingpin. Now, in the first week of this new set, we're seeing some really goofy decks. Krinko decks are really, really goofy, but they are winning. I've seen this in a top 8. Heroic is back. Basically, Heroic is back, and Krinko will really, really get you there. If you've got the Giant Growth, if you've got just about anything that pumps him, well, there's a foil Plains. The art on this land cycle is really good. I wish they were full art. Of course, they're not. Tamio, Collector of Tales. I tried her in my blue-green ramp deck, and she really doesn't do much. You really only, I think, want maybe 1 or 2 of her. She's just not, I don't know. It's basically 4 mana, get something back from your graveyard. That's pretty much about all it really does. Here we have foil, uncommon, Price of Betrayal. Beautiful art. Beautiful story moment. I don't know, sideboardable, maybe? Maybe that's sideboardable against certain decks. Another Mobilized District. Please let Mobilized District become very playable after rotation so that card is worth a lot. Because I've opened a lot of those. There we go, about halfway through the box. Silent Submersible. Explain to me why this card is both silent and submersible, and yet has no evasion. What is happening at Wizard of the Coast? I think it's one of those 0 moments where it might have had menace, but blue creatures aren't supposed to have menace. Might have had unblockable, but maybe that was too powerful. But yeah, I'm surprised that we got vehicles in the set, and it kind of makes sense. Here's Karn, one of the most expensive cards of the set. I think it's about 18, 15 in the neighborhood for this right now. mostly for Commander and EDH. I don't think he's seeing played anywhere in Standard, and I don't think he will for a while. But I really do feel, when you look at Karn, when you look at Teferi, when you look at Ugin, I got a really strong feeling the next block is going to have something to do with colorless mana. I really feel like it's going to. Living Twister, Living Stormbind, I should say. I played with Stormbind back in the day. It was one of my favorite cards. I remember when somebody actually murdered me with a Black Lotus using Stormbind. He literally played every other card out of his hand except his Black Lotus and then hit me for the final 2 by throwing it at me with a Stormbind. Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. That was a $200 card at the time. He killed me with a $200 card. Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. 4 mana Reanimate Dead from your graveyard, basically. Still not doing a lot in this format. Do feel like there's a black-white life gain deck out there that'll put that to use, but I just don't know if it exists in this current standard. There it is, single combat once again. I wish the reason it was called single combat is because I would only ever open 1. I say that, but the card will probably take off in value at some point. Maybe a sleeper hit. Here we go. Here we have Dread Horde Archanis. This is seeing play in that Krenko deck, surprisingly. It's also pretty decent at getting your burn. I wish it was a goblin. Wouldn't that be amazing? It's a zombie wizard instead. And, I mean, wizard does matter right now, 4 mana red. So, I think he's going to go down in price, or maybe up in price, depending on really what you're going to do with him. I feel like he could go in Drake's. I feel like he could go in that Krenko build, that heroic build. There's a lot of different things. A lot of different things you can do with that card. All right, we seem to have run out of mythics. So I hope we'll get at least one more mythic. There's Samet's Sprint. That's seeing play in those Krenko decks as well. +2/+1. Time Wipe. I have not seen this card in Standard yet. I don't know if anybody's playing with it. There's too much good removal. But return a creature you control to its owner's hand to destroy all creatures. I will tell you the sleeper deck that I was very surprised by. I was very surprised by the army decks that I've seen. The Nicol Bolas army-based decks. Another Jace. That's what Magic needed, was another Jace. Though I've opened this Jace and sealed it several times, and when I do, if I draw them, I probably won. Triple blue is not easy. Don't get me wrong, but don't think he's going to see play out of anywhere else but limited. We're going to talk about a limited bomb. I love that Jace every time I open it. Opened it and Tameo in the same sealed pool. Play blue-green and destroyed faces. That is a cool foil. That is a really nice foiling. That's gorgeous foiling. And our rare in this pack, Awaken of V2 Ghazi. Once again, not a particularly great card. I tried to make that work, but for 5 mana, you can also just get the World Shaker? Nisa the World Shaker? So, I don't know. I feel like that's a better card. This card is seeing some sideboard play. Narcissus Reversal. I'm sure at some point this will see some main deck play, and I guarantee there's going to see some EDH play. So, don't count that card out just yet. Here we go. Down to the last 5 packs. I don't think we're going to get another Mythic. Sarkhan the Masterless. 5 mana. This card really frustrates me. Because why doesn't he give haste to himself? Why does he not give haste to himself or other planeswalkers? I think he would be very valuable. I think he would be very playable otherwise in some sort of mono red Super Friends. But nope. Nope. Cannot attack in the turn he came into play. This turned out to be a much big sleeper, much more sleepery than I thought it was going to be. This card is massive at 5 mana. Doesn't have trample. If it doesn't have trample, then I don't give a rat's ass. Last 4 packs. Here we go. One more mythic. Maybe a second foil rare. Come on. I would like to get some more value out of this box. Tulsamir, Friend of the Wolves. It's definitely not the friends to the value of this box. Pugs Facts, thanks for the 500 bits, by the way. Tim, thanks for the 100 bits. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, let me know, by the way, if you guys are okay with me doing this in live streams, you guys want dedicated videos so that you're not getting the pop-ups, you're not getting the messages, let me know. Ravnica at War, beautiful art, beautiful act, a story moment, Act 1, but 4 mana, exile all multicolored permanents. I'm telling you, we have to be going into a colorless set. We have to be going into a colorless set for the next set. Mark my words. If we are not, I'm going to be very disappointed. At least, hopefully, in the next 2 years. Speaking of the next 2 years, Corset 2020. Spoiler alert, Chandra's still there. And she looks like an anime girl. I want to get Karn's Bastion. Great card. I think this is worth a few bucks, maybe $4 or $5 right now. I wanted to get some of those Japanese boosters. The last pack. But those boxes are going for a ridiculous amount. And I saw a non-foil. Maybe it was a foil. Liliana, Mythic Rare with the alternative art. $1,000. I saw that on the Magic subreddit. I can't believe it. $1,000 for a single Magic card. You can get it for $15 for the alternative art. Wizards do more alternative art. The Elder Spell. What a bad box. I'm frustrated with this box. 3 mythics. Only 3 mythics, and it was from the God Cycles. So, I don't know. Not the best box I've opened. I don't think we got our value here. $80 a box is what I pay since I get these from my local gaming store, and I'm part owner of that store. But keep in mind, by the time you see this, we might be selling these exact cards on TCG Player. When we finally launch that store, you can find it on social media. I'll let you guys know, and you can purchase cards directly from me and Alice. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. And I just knocked over all my cards! Son of a bitch.